Greeting interwebs, this is Jackie K, and welcome back for another edition of Pokemon Colosseum. In the last episode, we dropped off the data ROM to Net, then headed over to the construction site, which is finally completed, into the Regum Tower, only to find out that Cypher's involved in here. So this episode, I suppose we should continue to explore the place and figure out what the Cypher is going on. Now, the cuts you may notice around here have to deal with me hesitating over whether or not to give my Viabra Steel Wing. I do eventually decide to go for it, but I was just hesitating whether or not I wanted to keep Screech, because I figured there would be situations where lowering the false defense that much could be actually useful. So as you can see here, the shadow Pokemon in question is Sunflora, a grass type. This may feel a bit unrelated, but I am so glad that the idea of making it so powder moves do not work on grass types did not come into the developer's head enough to implement until the 6th generation. That said, you can kind of imply that I really don't like that mechanic. I would really hate that mechanic if it was in Pokemon Colosseum though, because I would have no way to weaken the Pokemon into a snaggable range even after I lower his health. The lowest it can possibly get. And it just fills my mind with dread just to think of, what if I had to do this in the 6th generation? I am almost terrified. I am actually terrified, but it's all in the inside. By the way, madam, what are you doing with a jump bluff? I thought I was the only one that would actually even bother. I mean, the only one worthy of having a jump bluff. Goodbye to your inferior jump bluff. And your Gloom isn't gonna do much better. I mean, come on, we're in like one of the last areas of the main game. I think you can step up your game and involve your Gloom, but hey, I won't complain. You can see Puffluck doesn't really have too many options, but I do want to keep Puffluck out there, because I want this thing asleep when I decide to snag it. Just snagging it is going to be too hard without putting it to sleep, I feel. Though, that's just my superstition and gut feeling. My gut could very well be wrong about that, but we won't know because I'm pretty sure I'm going to focus on keeping it asleep, because there's no reason not to. There's no reasons against it, I should say. Code Red is kinda in a situation where he won't be able to do much without possibly knocking out the Sunflora. So I decided to bring in an Apom here. I guess I do have Return, I at least can go for that. I should have kept Jump Bluff out, but nothing that can be done about that now. Just gonna hope to weaken it a bit, and maybe after it's been weakened, I can swap one of my Pokemon now for Puffluck again. And we can get right back on track. Dude, the Solar Beam is coming. What are you doing? Swapping the Puffluck. Don't try to snag it without it being asleep. Thank you. Here we go with the snagging, by the way. I guess I decided to just try a snag while I'm swapping, because why not? No reason not to. Oh, well, you know, I didn't need it to be asleep after all, but I suppose having it asleep at least kept it out of commission for a while. What do you mean you lost, ma'am? You lost. There's nothing more to it than that. Just get up, put your head behind your back, and leave. Although, that actually sounds very hard to do. I meant to say, like, put your head down. Anyways, this is around the point where I decide having Steel Wing would be a good idea. I just find a lot of hesitation with Steel-type moves because I don't really use them too often. It just feels like there's too many situations where if a Steel-type move would be good to use, there would be another type. Like, I believe rocks are weak to Steel. There's plenty of things that take care of that. There's ice that's weak against steel, and fire's a lot more obvious of a choice. I can't really even think of anything else until the 6th generation. Oh yeah, I also decided to give Puffluck Attract. Why? Well, Puffluck's move is literally just grass-type moves and status elements. I couldn't really find a good offensive move to give Puffluck that wasn't grass-type. So I figure at least having Attract to, like, making an annoyer on the party or something would be more useful than having it have nothing. So that was what I decided to do with my TMs. Now to take on this guy. Time to eliminate the intruder, even though we're technically the ones intruding. Although, you can say no to these guys if you are worried about not being able to defeat them. I guess I just wanted to demonstrate that. Up next, we have an interesting choice of Shadow Pokemon snagging. After setting out Yang and Puffluck, we can finally reveal what the Shadow Pokemon is. It is a Delibird, although I kinda spoiled it because we already snagged a Swine. Delibird. I got interesting things to talk about with Delibird. But what I will tell you is, I think Delibird might have made an interesting choice to use in Pokemon Colosseum if it wasn't so late in the game that we got the opportunity to get one. I mean, it's one of those Pokemon that you tend to ignore just because it's not really that great. I mean, besides TM and Egg moves, the only move I believe Delibird really learns is Present. At least in this generation. I don't recall if that changes in future generations. Wow, that was lucky. I don't even know how Attract missed, but I'm glad it did. Almost gotta taste my own medicine there. Plus, I don't believe it's got the greatest stats to back up the lack of moves. However, I still think I would like to use it one day. It's an interesting design Pokemon, and the design alone is enough to make me want to try it out one time. Kinda like how I'm using Puffluck and using Yang, using other Pokemon that I normally wouldn't use in a Pokemon game, just for the sake of diversity. But Delibird does come too late in the game for me to really get the chance to show it off. I got real lucky with that confusion, by the way. I was so certain that confusion was going to take it out. But at least we'll be able to snag the Pokemon this time. Nope! We're not snagging the Shadow Pokemon on the first ball. Thankfully, I can just put it to sleep, the odds of catching it will improve, and hopefully we'll be able to get in the next couple of snags. And I won't even need to use the Ultra Ball. In an ideal situation. I suppose the unideal situation will involve using an Ultra Ball though. But come on, I have faith that we can pull it off. No, we can't with the Great Ball. Wait. Am I gonna snag it this time? The grand question of the day. Well, we're stopped picking it up, so I suppose that at least means that the possibility of snagging this time has increased. Come on. Do it. Stay in the ball. Hooray! And with that, we aim victorious against Cypher Peon Arton. I don't even know if that's a real name. Then again, I should have said that a long time ago in these videos of this game. I believe we're almost at the main area of this Colosseum though. But wait. There's a door blocking the way and it's different from the others. There's also these slots in the wall that we can put items into. And I show off that each one of them are a different color, but it pulls up the key item screen for who knows why. Every time. So I decided just to point you to the other two and show that you can't go through the door. I guess we'll figure out the mystery behind that in the next episode. I would say that, but there's something I've forgotten to do back in Pirate Town. And that will take an episode on its own to show off. So I hope you look forward to the next episode. Trust me, it will be worth the delay. This has been Jackie K, and I'll see y'all later.